A little update since it's been a while. I basically got the engine all put back together. Everything's tied up. I had some leaks on these valves I put in on the vent, so I got a nice stainless one. I still got a couple more of the little cheapo brass ones over there and there that are leaking, so I'm waiting for those guys to show up, and then we're going to take her out for a trip on the road. But that's the only thing. I've run the car in the garage, idled, and give it some RPMs, and that's the only thing that's still left. You know, water injection's all done, air intake's all done. I've got a little breaker here for speed breaker, a little flap under here to break the air. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's there. Let's see, there you go. You might be able to see it a little bit better there. And then everything's done. Oil lines are all straightened out. I had a little problem with that. Haven't really messed with the inside, but I do have this little new thing on the back that got put in, and so it's all up. I've got it level on this edge. It's supposed to be level, and I got the angle of attack probably at about, I don't know, 40 degrees. Fairly aggressive, but not all the way. And it mounts pretty good, and it actually does a good job clearing the hatch. Let the hatch shut all the way so you can go in and out without any issues there. Back's all done and kind of cleaned up. I permanently mounted my charger, so I'm just going to keep the car on a trickle charger, smart charger, not really a trickle charger, smart charger all the time. Got my kill switch hooked up. I need to shorten that rod up. It sticks out a little bit, but that's not too bad. I'll have to do some cutting and welding on that. Inside here, this is still kind of needs a little cleanup, but it's kind of halfway bolted down. I want to check, make sure everything's okay. Then I'll wrap it all up, put it in stretch conduit and all that good stuff. Clean it all up. We got water wetter in the heat exchanger system, water wetter in the radiator, and there's actually 13-gallon capacity between that radiator, the 1-inch lines, everything running around back to the front. I've got the front splitter, got the front bumper all back on. That hasn't been on in a while. Plus the wheels are all on, all the fenders are on, everything's there. But in here, basically, you can see the little hangers there where I'm going to run the supports for the splitter. Now remember, the splitter sticks out 5 inches from the stock splitter. And what I may do is there's enough meat back behind here, not on this first lip, but back here. There's enough meat. I'll probably actually screw the plywood right up through there, drill some pilot holes, screw it. I may even get some of those little metal backings in there to help hold it on. And this is kind of a long reach. It's almost 16 inches from there to there, and it's at an angle. It really doesn't do a whole lot. But I've got some other struts that are going to go in this corner. And so if you look at the edge of the splitter over here, you can see this is how far. This is the edge of the carbon fiber splitter going around. You see this is what's going to stick out. And you see I got about 2 inches out here, which puts it just about even with the tire. So it's not any wider than what the car is when I go to pull it in the trailer and whatnot. Hose is all done, everything all tied down. I've got the brake lines all routed correctly. They're actually kind of a new little routing in there. If you can see that, they're going behind the support for the, or the connection for the sway bar, and that gets them out of the way. The tires, everything's real clear. It's a little tight in there, but it's okay. I've got some more wiring to do. I don't have the solenoid wired up for the water injection. That's got to happen, and nor do I've got my injectors in, because I'm going to let that ProSpeed guys do that, because I couldn't figure out how to get the damn thing downloaded. So here's my wire going over for my flex fuel. Flex fuel's all hooked up, looking okay. And pretty much, you know, other than this valve and that valve right there, she should be good to go. I'll take it out and get her nice and hot tonight. Hopefully those guys will show up. But anyway, that's what's going on. The wing looks pretty good. I'll show you what it looks like from the far back of the car with the hatch down. And so it looks pretty good from the back. It's pretty aggressive. It sticks out back off the car about 1 foot, as you can see. And again, that top edge right there is supposed to be level, so I'll get it out on a level spot of concrete. I got a good level out here, a good spot. Make sure it's all level and everything's all set up right. But car's a little dusty and dirty. That needs to be cleaned up. But I got the street tires on for now, and I do have a nice good. You can see the camber there on the back. I've got about 2 degrees on the back right now and 3.5 in the front. I'll probably bring it back to 1.5 in the back and 3 in the front when I go get a proper alignment done at the shop, so I can get it close, and then I'll play with it from there when I'm out on the track. Anyway, car's looking okay. I tried to do some leveling. Man, I do notice that these the coilovers, they hardly have any droop at all on the wheels, and so that'll help a bunch when I get it on and off of this thing, because that was one of my big problems. I couldn't get my little wheel supports under the wheels because the tires on with the stock leaf would sag so bad. So anyway, everything's all looking good there. All back together. Pretty soon she'll be out on the road.